Testing. Testing. 1, 2. Matter of fact, let me check out on the back end to see if audio is actually coming in nice and clear. And my mixer didn't crap out on me again. Give me 1 second. If YouTube would actually show me as live. Bro, you're kidding. Because what I do is I try to check the back end with my phone. And up there. Okay, there it is. There it is. Let's see what I sound like. Oh, okay. Yeah, I sound good. All right. What's going on, viewers? Great host Kaine Walker back with another episode of the Monkey Paw, episode 42, where we document the downfall of mainstream Western entertainment. I am joined by my host, me and myself, and I am doing wonderful tonight. If I'm being completely honest with y'all, pop culture news has been very dry for the past couple weeks. I'm not even trying to lie to y'all, bro. Like it's been very slow. I've been looking. The only thing I've really been seeing is people talk about new Disney Plus shows. Really just one. The next batch of garbage to bubble up to the surface from the toxic sludge of Hollywood Studios. Goddamn, maybe I need something to drink. They've been talking about and reviewing Ironheart. You know, the next thing that nobody asked for and no one is watching at all. That's why they released that shit 3 episodes at a time, and it's already over. They have no confidence in their new products, man. It's insane. Never in my life have I seen anyone release their episodes 3 at a time. Like, it's unheard of until recently. But yeah, man, I managed to get 3 topics that are still relevant to talk about tonight. And some of the Ironheart news will be a part of it. I also have something planned talking about that character specifically. Just because I have been keeping my ear in the discourse. And people seem to think that any dislike of the character Ironheart is unfounded. Especially comics fans. And it's just not the case, man. It just isn't the case. Like, they are aware that black female superheroes exist, right? Ones that they haven't used yet, right? I can't think of anyone besides Storm that they've actually used. Nope, that's it. They had Zoe Zeldana, I believe, play Domino. Domino's not black. She has white and or pale blue skin. That character's not black. But anyway, that's not the reason the character's disliked. It's a fucking cop out, basically. But let's get into our first topic for tonight. More people declaring their hatred for their customer base. Actually, no. That is not what this article is about. But this person, I believe somebody in alignment with this game was saying that gamers were a mistake. That was a different article from a long time ago. Let me find my screen and take it down. There we go. Monkey's Paw. Take it down. This first one's going to be from Eurogamer, Eurogamer.net. It says, Joanna Dark actor asks fans to call for Perfect Dark to be saved as Adam Jensen's actor details financial loss due to cancellation. You can't help but look at the holds and think about the money that would have been made. I mean, maybe try making something your customers want and not insulting them every chance you get. You know. Hey, what's going on, Toast? Yeah, they added the top fans experience count to the comment section. I guess they figured people would like that feature. Anyway, you're just in time. We're getting into Perfect Dark and how they want another failing game to be saved by the customer base they hate. All right, it says Joanna Dark actor Alex Wilton Reagan has implored fans to use their voices to save Perfect Dark after the game was canceled by Microsoft earlier this week. On Wednesday, Microsoft announced a wave of layoffs across the company, with games such as its Perfect Dark reboot, a new ZeniMax MMORPG, and Rare's Everwild all canceled as a result. At this time, Microsoft also shuttered Perfect Dark Studio, the initiative. Oh, our game's too long. That could be a video by itself. Fuck yes, they are too long. There's 1,000,001 reasons for that shit, too. I might do a video on that. Soon after, Joanna Dark's actor shared an image of her Perfect Dark character on social media, calling her resilient, determined, creative, caring, strong, adding that her time working with the initiative had been an honor, Reagan stated. Agent Dark doesn't give up, and neither should any of you. Like Joanna, we will all rise again. Reagan has now called for fans to speak up if you want to see Perfect Dark survive in a recent social media post. The Joanna actor wrote that a lot of people have been reaching out and floating this idea on my timeline, my phone, and in my DMs, so I'm just going to say it. I hope we live in a nice world. What exactly is that supposed to mean? Again, like you're begging people who your supposed bosses hate to save your paycheck. It's wild. It always finds a way to happen. Meanwhile, actor I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Oh my God. Meanwhile, actor Elias I don't even want to attempt this, but here goes nothing. Elias Tufekis. That is not how you pronounce that. I know it's not. Known for playing Adam Jensen in the Deus Ex series, says thousands of dollars he was expecting will now be lost due to the cancellation of Perfect Dark. In his own post on social media, Tufekis revealed he had a good amount of days of acting in Perfect Dark that got scrapped when Microsoft put an end to the reboot earlier this week. These games getting canceled is a constant threat, Tufekis wrote. Now every game I do as director or actor, I wake up hoping it isn't canceled. Get a better agent, my guy. That's all I got to say to you. Like, I get it. It's not your fault the games are getting canceled. It's the people in charge, man. That's how it goes. They keep trying to make a product that people don't want and hiring you to be on that product. And it gets shit canned time and time again. Get a better fucking agent. That's all I got to say. In subsequent posts, the actor, who has also had roles in the likes of Starfield, assured his followers that he does get paid for the days he works. Okay, well then, what's your problem? But when you're working on a game, they hold you for X amount of days each month, so I can schedule work around other games and shows. Tufekis elaborated. Stop bringing his name up. I'm butchering it. Stop making me do this. You can't help but look at the holds and think about the money that would have been made. Apparently, he played Sam in Starfield. That's a character from that game. Apparently. Word of this week's layoffs at Microsoft, which also impacted the likes of King, Raven Software, and more, first began last month when a report stated Xbox was set to restructure much of its Central European distribution. At this time, Bloomberg discovered the then upcoming redundancies as a major restructuring, and the fourth case of layoffs to hit Xbox in the last 18 months. In May, Xbox cut 3% of its total workforce, which at the time was the biggest loss of staff since 2023. Previously, in September 2024, Xbox laid off 650 employees, which it said was to organize our business for long-term success. I mean, we have to ask ourselves, why are these layoffs happening? You know, like, it's not like it's a mystery. Like, why is the audience meant to bail you out or feel bad for you not giving them what they want and insulting them at the same time? Somebody attached to this project said gamers were a mistake, and you expect motherfuckers to put their money towards saving this game. No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I went to Twitter because I wanted to see what the comments were saying. You're just gonna spam the chat to be number one. That's all that is. Okay. Looked like feminist garbage. I'd rather play gotcha heroines. I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of the comments under here are very positive, which I don't understand, because like most of the people, how do I put this? Like, they were talking mad shit about their customer base. I don't know why the comments would be positive underneath this unless it was just like shills or fake fans or bots or something like that. Because anyone that was paying attention to what the creators or the people in line with this game are saying, they wouldn't be a fan of this shit at all. Like, it wouldn't. Like 16th Harmony here. Nah, screw that. Love the original Perfect Dark, but this new one was only going to be a load of woke shite. Joanna Dark had been spared the horrendous man-jaw treatment best left forgotten. I mean, there you go. Damn, I was just curious. I was hoping I'd find something good. Let me see what else. Let me see what other good comments are here. I mean, this is still a good comment. 7 years to make a fake trailer. What did you do all this time? Now that Microsoft has closed your funding, are you asking people for money? Do you like to be paid for sleep? There you go. I was hoping I would find something in here to substantiate what I was saying, but I'll probably just end up pulling up that article that I didn't want to read instead. The reason I didn't want to read it is because it was outdated, but it's relevant to what I was saying earlier, so I might as well. It's good this got canceled. The market for a woke Perfect Dark doesn't exist. IPs that were made before everyone in game development was mentally ill should just be left alone. Make a new IP and find your modern audience. Pretty much. Wow. That's like, wow, that's an old magazine. Bro still has that. Yeah, this character looks very different on this in this art piece here than they did for the showcase in that trailer. Her jaw ain't nowhere near as sharp. That looks like a woman's face to me. All right, that's enough. What I'm going to do is bring up that other article I was talking about and read that to give y'all some perspective on some of the things that were being said about the audience when this game was still in production. Let me see. And of course, I don't have it prepared because I did not plan on reading it, but it is relevant, so I'll go ahead and do it. Let's do it. Okay, yeah, this was back in December, or this article was at least dropped back in December on the 8th in 2024. Perfect Dark level. Okay, this next one's going to be coming from that Park Place, my bad. Perfect Dark level designer claims gamers were a mistake as part of a long history of unhinged attacks on fans. Yeah, and this was part of the reason why the game didn't get as much support as they wanted. Right here. Shitting on fans, once again. I don't know what it is with these people being in industries where they don't like the people they're selling product to. I have no idea. I just showed you the cover art for Joanna from Perfect Dark earlier. And this is what she looks like now. Absolutely nothing like the N64 art. Like, not even fucking close. Like, who is that? Anyone who grew up playing the N64 game, which I didn't, would not know who the fuck this character is. Take a good look at that chin and that jaw. The level designer for Perfect Dark claimed gamers were a mistake, and that's just one in a long line of incendiary statements the developer lobbed at paying customers. Colby Payne, a level designer on the upcoming reboot of Perfect Dark, has a lot to say about the people who might purchase his game. The designer's long-standing hatred... Okay, that's supposed to be hatred. The designer's long-standing hatred of the very people that keep him employed was exposed by John Trent of Fandom Pulse in a recent article. These comments started back in 2021 when gamers voiced objections to figures from Norse mythology being race-swapped in God of War Ragnarok. Norse and Greek mythology, despite being deeply rooted in Norse and Greek culture, are always ripe for the picking when it comes to Hollywood race swaps. When gamers pointed this out, Payne threw a little baby fit over it and called them racist pigs. Ah, yes. It always goes back to racism. The fact that it's 2021 and gamers still get mad over a character being black, because that's what it is, right? Being mad over a character being black. Like, look at how they disingenuously frame the fucking backlash, right? Agrabota, a classically Norse character, and we know that Norse people are white as fuck. Why is this character black? Like, for what reason? I need you to explain why. But they never can. It's just because the character's black. That's what it is. Fucking jackass. The fact that it's 2021 and gamers still get mad over a character being black just boggles my mind. Forget about Crackdown. Forget about Prototype 2. Forget about Grand Theft Auto. Pretty much any of them. Who else had a black lead character? Pick one. Like, forget about Coltrane and Gears of War. He's not a lead character, but he's a black character in the video game. Everybody like. Forget about Josh and Sheva Alomar from Resident Evil 5. Fuck all of them, right? We just hate black people in video games. That's our problem. Fucking idiot. Agrabota looks absolutely stunning. Props to all the devs who worked on her. She's without a doubt the most interesting character. You never played the fucking game. She plays such a small role in that game story. It's unbelievable. She's by far the most interesting character. Why? Because she's black. Stupid. I just read that from the tweet. They just put it back in the article. And then the race swapping of Angry Boda is a creative decision many attribute to malign narrative design firm Sweet Baby Inc., which worked on the Santa Monica Studios title. Dime the Bomb, Laura Bailey, on the death threat she received for her role as Abby brought me to tears. I don't believe none of you. I don't believe any of you when you say you got death threats, because you never show them. And it's always motherfuckers telling you, go die in traffic, which is not a threat at all. I hope you get butthole AIDS or some shit. It's not a threat. It's not a fucking threat. And there's Colby Payne saying gamers were a mistake. Like, you work in the gaming industry. Like, why the fuck are you making comments like this to the people, about the people who feed you? Like, it doesn't even make sense. I just thought of a random disease, all right? That's it. It's just a random disease. The comments, I will say this, though. The comments they get are usually outlandish. But I'm just not going to believe every single person who says I got death threats, especially since every time there's backlash, somebody says I got death threats. Like, I'm okay, whatever. Until somebody shows them, I'm not going to believe nobody, period. In February 20... Wait, is that where I was? Oh, yeah. In February 2023, Payne responded to an article on reported harassment brought on actress Laura Bailey for her role as Abby in The Last of Us Part 2. Payne responded simply by stating gamers were a mistake. Of course, no one should support harassment or death threats made to anyone. But instead of calling out the bad apples in the gaming world who allegedly undertook such inappropriate actions, Payne decided to make a sweeping generalization of the very audience he served. I don't think that would be a generalization. That would be a blanket statement. There is a difference. Generalizations do not apply to everyone. Without the mistake that is gamers, Payne wouldn't have a job. But yeah. Colby Payne, if adding female protagonists to video games is all it takes to make the worst people you've ever met not want to play them, we should add female protagonists to every game. What a retard. Like, the very game you're working on has a female protagonist in it, and everyone fucking loves that game. Like, you're a fucking idiot. Every last one of you. Fucking retarded. You think that female protagonists were put in video games last week? Like, are you fucking kidding? It's just annoying. This lie has been perpetuated for the past decade. His desire to push gamers out of gaming has a real? Yeah, this is a typo. They need to work on this. Park Place, you need to work on this shit, bro. Oh, wait, never mind. I misread that. I take it back. His desire to push gamers out of gaming has a real, this job would be great if it wasn't for all the customers vibe to it. Not in a funny way. I've said shit like that before. I've said shit like this before, but I was joking. That shit's funny, though. This job would be great if it wasn't for the customers. It's funny. He means that shit, though. That's wild. Like, he actually hates the people he works for. Like, why are you in the game industry? Payne attacked gamers again in June, referring to them as bigots during Pride Month. Colby Payne, seeing a lot of comments turned off for Pride Month post. I wish all the I can't read for shit. I'm sorry. I wish all the bigots to kindly fuck off and learn to love others for who they are. Rainbow, trans flag. Gaming is for everyone. Everyone except the bigots. Gaming is not for everyone. It never was. It's not for everyone. especially not people who hate gamers. Shit don't make no sense. Da-da-da. After Fandom Pulse exposed this toxic and hateful rhetoric, Payne deactivated his account. The reboot of Perfect Dark has already come under fire from the gaming world due to the modern day redesign of its main character, Joanna Dark. I was just saying something about this at the start of this article. I'm glad we have receipts for it. As has become all too typical in the gaming world, Dark's jawline was widened, giving her a more masculine appearance. Like, look at this shit, right? Joanna Dark, right? Classic female. I've never heard of her before the reboot, to be clear, but apparently she's a classic video game heroine up there with people like Lara Croft and Samus Aran and the like, right? Never heard of her, but, right? And these motherfuckers, this stupid motherfucker, what's his name? I already forgot his name. This idiot Colby Payne. We just read a tweet about him saying, if adding female protagonists to video games is all it takes to make the worst people we've ever met not want to play them, like, this is bullshit, clearly. And he knows that. Colby Payne knows that this narrative is bullshit, because he would have had to been acquainted with Joanna Dark before working on this project. This is the original appearance of the character on the left. I tried to enlarge the image. This is the original appearance of the character right here. And this is the fucking redesign. A complete downgrade. But if you're not a fan of the modern redesign, apparently you don't like women in video games. Again, a fucking lie, which Colby knows. Perfect Dark was announced back in 2020. However, it's believed that the game won't actually release until 2026. Perhaps if Payne and his co-workers spent more time working on their game and less time tweeting about gamers, they'd manage to deliver a final product within a reasonable window. Will you buy Perfect Dark now that you know what the level designer thinks of you? Do you believe Crystal Dynamics will take action in light of these comments? Sound off in the comment section below and let us know. I love it when SJWs self-report like this. Don't give money to people who hate you. I lost all interest after I saw how badly they messed up Joanna. Once you start seeing signs of wokeness, those are just the bits that peek out despite their attempts to hide it. The game was already looking uninteresting due to the blandness of the first trailers. I also never had an interest on Xbox. Now I have even less, and the game is scheduled to be the next big bomb. Veterans will be pissed off, and newcomers won't see the appeal. The woke truly believe they're in charge. They got to the Pope. I haven't really heard much about that, but I have heard that, but I haven't heard like details on the new Pope or anything like that. I pretty much only heard that he's black, I think. And other higher ups and truly believe they're above consequences. 1 second. Damn it. Excuse me. Even when those same consequences are playing out in front of them. Now this Yahoo will blame the fans for the game's failure and just keep repeating these mistakes like the nut job he is. Oh, you know they will. And around it fucking goes. You can set your watch to it at this point. Bunny with a keyboard says, if you look to the prophecy of the popes, you notice that they all match up to and including Benedict. And then there's a break. And the very last legit, what the fuck? Oh, this has nothing to do with the topic. I don't think this has anything to... All right, I'm just going to scroll past all of that. I keep blaming the fans. It worked so far. Dead on Arrival. How's that heavily censored Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster doing again? Exactly. Oh, yeah. I mean, that the new Dead Rising, it didn't sell that well. Because gamers don't really buy remakes. Plus, that game already has a fucking remake. Dead Rising already has an HD remake. There's no reason to buy the new one. Literally. It's a complete downgrade in every way. Outside of small quality of life tweaks that you can mod in. You want to jut that retard jaw out. Don't be surprised when someone socks you in it. Why do they act like we don't like them because of their race, gender, or sexuality rather than the fact that they're narcissist pricks with zero redeemable qualities? Hopefully he can stay over at Blue Sky. I mean, because they need those narratives to be true. Like, pretty much everything I'm gonna cover tonight has some veneer of fake racism, fake misogyny, or fake homophobia to it. Not all of those things, but fake victimhood in general attached to it. They need those narratives to be true. The character can't just be trash. The character can't just be a bastardization of what we've already come to love. No, you have to be racist. It has to be because you're racist. It has to be because you're sexist. And it has to be because of your hatred of a specific group, not because they suck at what they do. No jobs for you then. They would rather go bankrupt than make stuff for non-activists. I mean, yeah, that's the moral of the story pretty much. It didn't take that long to read that article. Maybe I should have read both of them. Well, I did, but you know what I meant. Maybe I should have planned to read both of them. Hell, they even covered him talking about the God of War thing. We've talked about Kobe Payne enough today, though. On to our next topic. And funnily enough, it also deals with race swapping characters. I didn't plan for that to be a through line for tonight's topics, but here we are. All right. This next one's going to be coming from Dexerto. This Netflix movie proves Aaron Pierre would be an amazing James Bond. Now, I have no idea. Well, I guess I have some idea, but bear with me here, right? I have no idea what their fascination is with trying to replace James Bond 007, you know, the classically white male character, with a black woman and now a black man. I have no idea what their fascination is with trying to race swap that character. But here we are again. They're trying to get another actor or actress that does not fit the role to be put in it for no other reason than DEI, social justice, whatever you want to call it. If rumors about Aaron Pierre becoming the next James Bond are to be believed, there's a movie on Netflix that suggests he'd be perfect. It's been 4 years since last James Bond film, that should say since the last James Bond film, No Time to Die. And not only is there no movement on a new movie, but we don't even know who will play 007 in the next iteration. Idris Elba is a favorite with fans. Rumors have swirled around Henry Cavill for years, ignoring his awkward screen test back in the day. Let me tell you something. This is a rant and a tangent, right? There was a movie called Argyle with Dua Lipa, John Cena, and Henry Cavill in it. I thought that shit was a spy movie. And when I saw Henry Cavill in that penguin suit, I was hype as fuck watching that trailer. And then I figured out what the plot was and immediately got pissed. If you don't know the plot for the movie Argyle, go look it up. I'm not going to waste any more time because if I do, I'm just going to rant for like 20 minutes. I was pissed. I saw Dua Lipa shooting a fucking machine gun on a motorcycle in a gold dress. I was hype as fuck. Just go look at the trailer for Argyle and then look at the plot synopsis. You'll understand. I was so fucking pissed. All right. While the bookies' pick is Aaron Taylor Johnson. But according to a new report from Insider, Daniel Richman, I think that's how it's pronounced, Aaron Pierre is also someone they are considering, and a 2024 Netflix movie suggests he's a great choice for the role. Aaron Pierre gives true James Bond vibes in Rebel Ridge. Why? What does that mean? Rebel Ridge dropped on Netflix in August 2024 and immediately became one of the streamer's most acclaimed movies, achieving a Rotten Tomatoes score of 95%, written and directed by Jeremy Saulnier. Forgive me, these foreign names kick my ass. He has a line over the I in his name. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know what that punctuation mark is. I've only seen that in math. The story concerns Terry Richmond, a man on a mission to bail his cousin out of jail. But when he enters the town of Shelby Springs, Terry is first rammed off the road by local police, then robbed by those same officers before being arrested himself. But Richmond won't go quietly. So when the former Marine fights back, it quickly becomes clear that Shelby Springs messed with the wrong guy. Rebel Ridge is a ridiculously entertaining action thriller that owes much to First Blood, but like that Sylvester Stallone vehicle, the story only works if the anti-hero in question is played by the right actor. Let me zoom this shit in. I'm sorry. And Aaron Pierre is the perfect Terry Richmond. Pierre is a revelation we wrote in our Rebel Ridge review. It's a Star is Born performance, hulking, intimidating, but coolly charismatic, like Reacher, but even more courteous. His work also suggests that the 31-year-old would be perfect for Bond. He's tall and handsome, which are prerequisites for the role, while Pierre is charm personified, another trait that the character demands. He's stacked and beats the living daylights out of everyone who comes at him in the movie, meaning he'd be comfortable with all that Bond action. I really don't think James Bond is a bruiser-style character, though. That's not who he is. I've never seen him depicted that way. Like, he's a finesse-style character. Like, he's like a rogue. Spies would be like similar to modern-day rogues. He exudes an intelligence that suggests he's the smartest person in the room, which 007 often is. I don't even agree with that, to be honest. I don't really agree with that either. And he makes it all look effortless, just as a super spy should. Don't just take our word for it either. The Guardian wrote of his performance, "It's a moment of real movie star arrival for British actor Pierre." Man, why are all the best fucking actors British, man? That's another topic. Excellent as an imposing man of means, accustomed to politely playing ball until when all else fails, all hell must be unleashed. Variety was equally impressed, gushing that Pierre conveys both the restraint and precision of Terry's training and the frustration that simmers beneath it, and it makes the character consistently sympathetic. And while the Observer didn't like that film all that much, they still said of the star, give this man an action franchise ASAP. He actually now has one, playing Jon Stewart in forthcoming superhero series Lanterns, a role that will doubtless spin off into movies. But when he's not brandishing the Green Lantern ring, don't be surprised to see Pierre firing James Bond's Walter PPK, as on the evidence of Rebel Ridge, he's the perfect man for the job. Rebel Ridge is available on Netflix. For more on the streamer, these are the best movies on Netflix this month. Or for similar fare, check out our list of best action movies of all time. Whatever. Point is, I have no idea why Hollywood has this push to change classically white characters into minorities and women. There's another article saying that some black chick would be perfect for Hermione Granger from Harry Potter. Rick Riordan made Annabeth Chase a black chick. Like I mean, the only reason I can think of is to purposely start unrest within fandoms and turn it into some race hustling bullshit. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, they're doing it on purpose just to make people mad, and then when you point it out, they're just gonna call you racist. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, they get off on doing it. It's actually ridiculous. And this trend of getting off on co-opting the legacies of classically white characters is just going to continue. Matter of fact, that's another through line of all the topics for tonight by accident. Well, not all of them. First one was about Perfect Dark. The next topic for tonight as well. So, like, yeah, it's just going to continue. Because, like I said, people were talking about the new Ironheart show on Disney Plus, which is already over, by the way. Like, that shit already ended. Like, it's like that shit came out yesterday, and like they released the episodes 3 at a time, and it's already over for season 1. Don't seasons typically have like 10 episodes? I would say 8 to 10 episodes. This one has 6. But then again, I'm not sure of the episode's runtime because I don't watch the shit. Maybe it's like 40-minute episodes, and that's why it's already over. But the fact that they released them like 3 at a time just shows you how little confidence they have in the product. But anyway, this next one is going to be from Forbes. Will there be an Ironheart Season 2 on Disney Plus? Here's what to know. After releasing in 2 parts over the span of 1 week, all 6 episodes of Ironheart are now streaming. The explosive finale introduced a Thanos-level Marvel villain. That's the only villain they fucking know. Thanos level. That's it. My God, bro. Why is Thanos like the greatest Marvel villain they've ever seen? It, as if no one else could have gotten the Infinity Stones but him. Like, it's so wild, bro. Thanos level. Why are we... They don't know how to write good street level stories anymore. Like, everything has to be world ending. They can't make a good character with, like, grounded stakes. None of that. It has to be Thanos level. The universe is on fire, and it's up to the hero to save it. Like, they have no idea how to drum up enthusiasm outside of that, bro. Like, it's old. Get something else. Start from scratch. Like, build up your threats. You can't just start out with everything being a Thanos level threat. Like, the explosive finale introduced the Thanos level Marvel villain and left several characters with unresolved storylines. So what's the latest news on season 2? Or is this the last season on Disney Plus? I fucking hope so. But the way that shows are made nowadays, if you got 1 season, it's a package deal and you're going to get at least 2. Isn't that fucking great, bro? Amazing. 2 seasons of garbage. Ironheart marks the return of Riri Williams, Dominique Thorne, who audiences first met in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever in 2023. Now back in her hometown of Chicago, we're going to hit the pause button on that real quick and talk about Riri Williams' inclusion in Black Panther. The only reason she was included in that film is because she's black, and that's it. The character Riri Williams has basically no connection to Black Panther in the books. They probably started it now. She probably has one now. They probably wrote some fucking storyline. But in the beginning, her origin has absolutely nothing to do with fucking Black Panther. Nothing. So I don't even know why the fuck she got introduced in that movie. I still don't know. I have no idea. Like, even in the Disney Plus show, is 6 months. Her origin story in the show, which that basically is 6 months after the events of Wakanda Forever. Which doesn't really make any sense. Because if this is 6 months after, then why doesn't she have any of the fucking equipment from that movie? Whatever. They're not making any sense with their writing. But I've made my point. Moving on. Now, back in her hometown of Chicago, the MIT prodigy and army-building genius is chasing her ambitions. Her ambitions, by the way, is to be the first person to do something that Tony Stark already did. Like even in the comics, for some reason, she wants to be better than Tony Stark, just because fuck Tony Stark, basically. Like if you read her origin panels, you'll see that. First of all, in the origin story of her book, she basically begs her white teacher to oppress her so that she can overcome some form of adversity instead of, having any, like, instead of actually finding an organic challenge, like some unsolved scientific wonder or something like that. There's plenty of those that she could have probably tried to tackle. Like, there were multiple different organic ways for her to have an actual character arc, but she has no hero's journey yet. They insist that she is a hero. It's insane. Her entire motivation is fuck Tony Stark. I'm going to be better than him. And that's it. I'm going to be better than Tony Stark. That's it. In what way is that a hero's journey? That's an origin story for a supposed hero. And of course, later on, they make him endorse her, which makes no fucking sense. But, whatever. I know you reverse engineered my armor, and you're literally trying to outdo me out of spite, but let me mentor you. Okay. Sure, that makes sense. The MIT prodigy and armor building genius is chasing her ambitions while also getting entangled with the mysterious Parker Robbins, Anthony Ramos, aka the Hood. The action-packed Ironheart Season 1 finale ends with multiple loose ends, suggesting this may not be the last we see of the MCU series that officially closed out Phase 5. Here's what to know about the status of Ironheart Season 2 and the future of Thorne's character in the greater Marvel Universe. As of early July, Ironheart has not yet been renewed for a second season. Oh, it's a miracle. I thought they were doing package deals still. Maybe they learned their lesson. However, series creator Chinaka Hodge remains optimistic that the superhero show will continue on Disney Plus for multiple seasons. Why? I guarantee the ratings garbage. Nobody watched it. I'll keep it with you a buck. Yeah, somebody wrote that wrong. I'll keep it a buck with you is what she said. I'm hoping for all work in Hollywood right now, Hodge said in a recent interview with IGN. Yes, a second season, a third season, a fourth season. Yes. I hope that's not a direct quote. I'll keep it with you a buck. I hope that's a typo, man. And I pray that this shit does not get a second season, but it probably will. At least my favorite YouTubers will make money talking shit about it. When asked where Riri Williams would be headed next, maybe the Black Panther 3 in Wakanda. Why? Why? Like, I don't get it. Like, black characters can exist independent of one another. Like, fucking Luke Cage didn't go to Wakanda. Like, why is she going to Wakanda? Well, I mean, I guess a better question would be, why does this character exist? But you get my point. When asked where Riri Williams could be headed next, maybe to Black Panther 3 in Wakanda, director Ryan Coogler admitted that he doesn't know anything yet. Yeah, you don't know what the fuck to do with this character. I know you don't. I don't know jack shit, he told Variety. Coogler continued, I'm here for whatever Chinaka's got coming at us next. Whatever Kevin's got coming at us next, you know what I'm saying? I think the audience is going to take to that ending, and I can't wait to see those characters again. Why? Warning, spoilers ahead for Ironheart Season 1. No one cares. What does the Ironheart Season 1 ending mean for Season 2? In the Ironheart Season 1 finale, Williams goes head-to-head with Parker Robbins, a.k.a. the Hood, pitting her brilliant armor against his magical cloak powered by Dormammu, the interdimensional entity introduced in Doctor Strange. She defeats Ezekiel Stane and eventually Parker taking his hood and leaving him powerless. The explosive final episode also features the long-anticipated arrival of Marvel villain Mephisto, Sacha Baron Cohen. Why is Mephisto being introduced this late? Excuse me. Who is revealed to be the mysterious figure that originally gave Parker the hood. Even after defeating Parker, Williams finds herself in a difficult position. She lacks the funds to build more tech. That's another thing that they keep perpetuating in the show. Like, she's a super genius who went to MIT, and she can just casually make life-changing technology magically because they never show her working in an actual laboratory or an engineering shop like they would regularly show Tony doing. They just kind of make it seem like she makes this shit out of thin air in her bedroom or in the garage or just wherever the fuck she happens to be standing at any point in time. It's actually very weird. It's actual magic. You know how Tony Stark has like an anvil? He'll have like a smithy where he smelts actual fucking metal, a welder, a welding mask, tools. You don't see any of that shit ever in this show. You just don't. I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, you see a brief glimpse of a laboratory at MIT, but there is no montage of her actually building shit, like, at all. It's weird. What she could do is make this life-changing tech and try to sell it to somebody for real money, but instead of doing that, she turns to a life of crime immediately. This is supposed to be a genius-level character and hasn't researched ways to make her inventions profitable. Like, that's basic shit. Like, the entire premise of this show is fucking garbage. Like, it falls apart immediately. Like, at the slightest bit of critical thinking, it falls apart. It's insane. She lacks the funds to build more tech, and her holographic AI best friend, Natalie, disappears again after using magic to supercharge Riri's armor. Using magic to supercharge. I don't even want to begin to dissect that. The real Natalie died earlier in the season in a drive-by shooting that also claimed the life of Williams' stepdad, Gary. Desperate, two of her loved ones died in the drive-by shooting. Desperate, Williams strikes a deal with Mephisto. What? What the fuck? That's what happened. I didn't actually know what happened in the finale. Desperate, Williams strikes a deal with Mephisto to bring Natalie back. Man, not even her real best friend back from the dead. The AI, as you can tell by the dots, like Natalie, which is like the acronym for the AI, using her best friend's name. Oh my God. This is why this is stupid, right? The AI was originally generated via her thoughts, right? Like, she put some nodes on her temples to think up an AI for her to use with her armor, essentially. And the AI manifested as her dead best friend. So why the fuck would she have to make a deal with the devil to bring back an AI that she could just make another copy of? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Instead, he resurrects the real Natalie. Oh, so he went with the smarter idea. Like, what? Oh my God. See, this would make way more sense if she would have just asked for her dead best friend back. It would be a lot easier to buy. She asked for the AI to be resurrected. But instead, Mephisto brings back the real Natalie. Why did they write that instead of just having Riri ask for her dead best friend back? Like, that's as stupid as it is to make a deal with Mephisto. I mean, that's kind of his character, so whatever. And it would make her look less like a fucking dumbass for asking for an AI back when she could just ask for her best friend back. Whatever. I didn't write the show. Which could have serious consequences down the line. You think? When Williams hugs her friend, dark scars begin to form on Riri's arm, the same kind Parker had after wearing Mephisto's cloak. Could she become further entangled with Mephisto and go down a darker path in the future? Then in the mid-credits scene, Parker visits the candy/magic shop Stanton's in search of help from Zelma Stanton. My bad. Let me reread that. Then in the mid-credits scene, Parker visits the candy/magic shop Stanton's in search of help from Zelma. They should have wrote this better, man. Oh, there's a comma. I'm stupid. Then in the mid-credit scene, Parker visits the candy magic shop. Stanton's. They should have put that in quotes. The shop is called Stanton's. In search of help from Zelma Stanton. Okay. So he's looking for the candy shop/magic shop called Stanton's. They should have put this shit in quotes and italicized it. That shit was fucking me up. In search of help from Zelma Stanton, which is the owner of the shop. I know you don't know me, at least not yet, but if you're up for it, how about a little abracadabra? Parker says, leaving his story also open-ended for a potential season 2. What has Dominique Thorne said about her character's future in Ironheart in the MCU? In an interview with The Direct, Thorne teased what she'd like to see for her character if Ironheart is renewed for another season. Actually, don't think I can even say that without spoiling everything. I would like to see her explore the full range of her options presented to her in season 1. She doesn't know what she wants. She explained, I think this time around, once again, her mind is open and about what actually exists in the world, realizing that it's so much bigger than what she thought even in her hometown, that things are so much bigger and there's a lot more going on than she ever cared to know or to understand. That doesn't sound like an actual answer at all, to be honest with you. She continues, so now that she does know what's out there, what does she choose? And when she makes a choice, we know that she'll commit. And so what does that look like for her to lean into the total left field option of what we would expect from her? I think that would be pretty cool. That was a whole bunch of nothing, bro. that was a whole bunch of fucking nothing. That was not even an answer. As for whether Riri will appear in Avengers Doomsday or Secret Wars, she didn't give a direct answer. Oh, what can I say? The odds might be in our favor. Who knows? We'll see, she told the site. Stay tuned to learn updates. Ironheart Season 1 is streaming on blah, 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 blah. So, I'm not going to lie. There was some stuff I read that I didn't even know about the finale. And I was just completely in shock, as you saw. But needless to say, this show is trash. And I figured I'd talk about it since it was actually in the ether. Revolving around one of many pop culture discussions over the past couple weeks. But yeah, this show is a complete train wreck, and this character is yet another replacement for a classically white / classically male character that they tried to use for some form of activism instead of making good original characters like Static or Luke Cage or a Misty Knight, Vixen, Storm, Bishop, Blade, any original black character. They just decide to do stupid shit like this. But yeah, we're coming in at an hour. And that's pretty much all the topics I have for tonight because, like I said, it's been extremely fucking dry. I've heard nothing about a hot new release, new movie, new game, new anything, man. It's just dead out there. No one's talking about shit. And that's a problem because it's the summer. And there's usually talk of some new big summer blockbuster. There's nothing. I have heard fuck all. Absolutely nothing. no one's word of mouth is not mouthing. It's not happening. The only thing people are talking about is this garbage ass Disney Plus show. No one's excited for anything. It's upsetting. Like I've been waiting for excitement for anything to drop. Trust me, I'm not trying to be up here just, documenting the downfall of mainstream Western entertainment exclusively, but I mean, that's part of the theme of this podcast, but it would be nice to hear some good news. I like talking about that, maybe something good drops and people are pleasantly surprised. We already talked about Stellar Blade's PC release. I mean, of course it did numbers. People love that game. They loved it when it first dropped. Journalists hated it. Fuck them. Hopefully that studio moves on to do bigger and better things. I'm scrolling Twitter right now to see if I can get any breaking news on anything good that might be happening. Nope, nothing still. Absolutely nothing. But yeah, man. Keep an eye out for any videos I might be dropping soon. I'm still working on dropping the episode 3 review for Devil May Cry. I will be finishing that series regardless, just because I promised that I would. I will be dropping culture critique videos in between, and I think I'm gonna start re-uploading some writing craft stuff too, because I wanted to continue to post that. Another thing I'll be working on is trying to get some traditional publishing news going, because I did want to talk about that, because I haven't read anything from a bookstore in years, and I wanted to make a video about that specifically, because apparently I wasn't the only one, because I did a little bit of research, and turns out men aren't reading as much as they used to, period. So apparently that's somewhat of an epidemic. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys tonight. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all of that. Click the links in the description and keep your fingers on the pulse of Cosmogoth. This has been your gracious host, Kaine Walker. I'm signing off, and I will see you all again next time. Peace.